Tires are one of the most important and underrated parts of a car. As your only contact patch on the road, they don't only determine how your car performs, but they also determine the safety of you and your passengers. So if you're watching this video, it probably means that you've run down on your set of OEM tires already, or you're just looking to upgrade. The question is, do you go for the very expensive premium tire brands, or is it okay to switch to the cheaper alternative but with good reviews? That's what we're here to find out. Let's get to it. Wrapped in the works Yorkai is the affordable tire, the Sailun R01 Sport. It's cheap, sporty looking, and got a whole lot of mixed bag reviews from a lot of enthusiasts. Wrapped in the NKNT03 is the premium tire, the Bridgestone Potenza RE003. They ain't cheap. Rated excellent by a lot of online reviews, and they set the standard of what a good tire should be. So for this cheap versus premium tire comparo, we will mod them on our test car, a 2007 Lancer Sedia GT. We will basically daily these tires and go for a spirited drive in the mountains. Then we will rate and compare them in these categories to see which one is better. Okay, so what we have here are the two tires and we're gonna compare them side by side. So, as you can see, the R01 Sport has a more aggressive profile with a lot of grooves. This makes it a little bit more aggressive and actually lighter to make it roll. While the Potenza has a more roundish profile, it gives it that signature, very smooth ride. At the same time, it also has less noise. Which one do you think looks better, man? So, for me, between the two, this is more stylish. If you don't put it on the car, this just looks way better when you put it on the card. So for me, the Potenza RE003 looks just a little bit better, and it wins by looks because I like chunky styles. For looks and style, the Bridgestone Potenza scored 8 out of 10, while the R01 Sport scored 7 out of 10. And now for the daily and comfort test. Now this is very important because we use our tires 99% of the time for daily driving. The question is, can the Sailun Atrezzo R01 Sport power up to the Bridgestone Potenza's daily driving qualities? To test this, we held a meeting inside the car to test how comfortable they both are. And we start with the Potenza. Well, as you can see, sir, our stocks is up 40% today. Well, you know what's missing is that you have to set a goal. Set the goal and then focus. Ito yung goal mo. Nandito ka. Huwag ka na tumingin sa kahit ano. Focus lang. So as you can see, sir, our stocks are up 40% today. Look, meron kang goal. You have a goal. What? I have a goal? I don't want to talk about it anymore. I lost focus. You're talking about a goat? What? It's too noisy here. To industry. Bully. No. Yeah. It's nice and quiet in here. Guess? Yeah. Nice and quiet. It's so noisy. What's wrong with this car? Does it have broken something? Are you still talking about the goat, sir? I don't know. It's so noisy. For daily, the Potenza scored 8 out of 10 again, while the R01 Sport scored 5 out of 10.
Honestly, daily tests are boring. Let's go have fun on the mountains where we can really test these tires out.
So we're here at right now and we're testing the Bridgestone Potenza on wet. That's right. We're punching here a little bit. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow, that is grippy. Man, the Bridgestone Potenza really grips. And it's quiet too. It's very comfortable. Really a touring car's tire. It's really the tire that you want when you're gonna take a long drive and you're just gonna cruise around the mountains. It's perfect here, definitely. And, yeah, I was not afraid, even just a little bit. These tires are, it's confidence inspiring tires, man. Really would bet my life on these. It's so grippy, even on wet. These tires prove that the more price you pay, the better performance you get. And even though the Potenza RE003 is the bottom end of the Adrenaline series, it's a very great sports tire. You definitely can't go wrong. So the question is the Potenza RE003 worth every peso? Yes.
After testing the Bridgestone Potenza, it's time to go back home to mount the Sailun R01 Sport.
One eternity later.
Unfortunately, the CRK had to go, so we mounted the R01 Sport on the NT03, and then we get to testing.
Okay, so now we're here at we're now gonna test the Sailun R01 Sport to see if it can match how it made me feel with the RE003, or at least come close, right? Let's go. We are testing the R01 Sport, and so far so good. Feels great. So far the tire is good. It's performing well. The grip it's not spectacular. It's just good. Cleared it quite okay. It's quite okay. I mean, for the price, it's not bad. It's very good for the price. It's just a little bit noisy. That's the only annoying thing about the R01 Sport. When you're on asphalt, you could really hear the droning noise. It's really there. Yeah, the R01 Sport's taking it like a champ. No problem if you're just gonna do the occasional mountain roads. It will definitely grip. I kind of wish it was raining so I could test it a little bit to its limit, like the Potenza. But I could still say that the R01 Sport did a good job with keeping us on the road. Is the R01 Sport worth every peso? Yes, it is. When it comes to the two though, performance-wise, the Potenza obviously did a better job. The Potenza is still better in every way. But the last time I was here with the RE003, it felt kind of numb. When you're carving out the mountain road, you want more road feedback. You want to feel more. So between the two, I had more fun with the R01 Sport. I was not worried at all. The handling was quite precise. I got a lot of feedback. It's exactly how I wanted it. So when it comes to the fun factor, if there is a fun factor in this test, I would say that the R01 Sport wins that one.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
For the spirited drive, the Bridgestone Potenza scores 7 out of 10 for a very good but quite boring performance, while the R01 Sport scores 7 out of 10 as well for being fun, even though it did not perform as good. For the overall quality, the Bridgestone Potenza scores a 9 out of 10, while the R01 Sport scored a 6 out of 10. So how can we determine which one of these tires lasts longer? Well, we simply look at the tread wear rating. The higher the rating, the longer the life of the tire. The Sailun R01 Sport is a tread wear 180, while the Bridgestone Potenza is a tread wear 220. In this case, the Potenza has a higher tread wear rating, meaning the Bridgestone will technically last longer than the R01 Sport. But don't let that discourage you. The lower the tread wear rating, the softer the compound. That means more grip. And the R01 Sport has a lower tread wear rating, which means it's technically grippier. Right?
Choke on your lies!
Alright, let's talk value. The pricing of a 215-45-17 Sailun R01 Sport retails for about 3,500 pesos per tire.
So cheap!
While a 205-45-17 Bridgestone Potenza will cost you around 10,000 pesos per tire brand new.
So expensive!
But as we can see here, it seems that the smaller sized Potenza seems to be a bit wider than the supposedly wider Sailun R01 Sport.
What?
This shows that the Sailun is a bit undersized. But then again, the Sailun is way cheaper than the Bridgestone, so the Sailun R01 Sport barely wins in value. The Bridgestone Potenza scores 7 out of 10 for being
So expensive!
while the R01 Sport gets 8 out of 10 for being so much tire for the price. It's definitely more recommended than the other Chinese tires available in the market. Scoring a 39 out of 50, the Bridgestone Potenza obviously wins this test. It's one of the best tires around and it still is. It's comfortable, quiet, sleek, and offers good grip and very predictable handling. While the Sailun R01 Sport scores a modest 33 out of 50, which is not bad for a cheap tire. Even though the R01 Sport lost, it's not so far behind. You can literally do everything with these tires and it still will serve its purpose for half the price. Chinese tires have come a long way since the earlier days when Chinese tires would simply just explode out of nowhere. They're pretty good now. The main cons about the R01 Sport throughout this test was the tire noise and the fact that it's not as grippy as the Potenza. But for the price, it looks good. It feels sporty and it can pretty much do whatever you want it to do without feeling so guilty about it since it's not as expensive. Remember, a brand new R01 Sport will always be better than an expired rundown Bridgestone Potenza. So don't skimp out. If your tire is worn down, replace it. Because if you don't take tires seriously, then it's maybe time to reconsider car ownership.